Hello everyone, it's Winona from Dairy Barn Art. Welcome back. Welcome if you're new. This video is going to be a little bit different than most of my videos. I've discovered an old love again, a hobby that I've just been having so much fun with that I thought I would share it with you. And if you're not interested, that's fine. But if you are interested in stitching and quilting, please watch along. If you're new to my channel, I always start my videos with everyday gratitude. I believe that we should live a grateful life. I believe that if you believe in positivity, it gets reflected back to you. So today is Og Mandino, and it says, opportunities many times are so small that we glimpse them not, and yet they are often the seeds of great enterprises. And it always asks a question every day, and it says, what small opportunities have turned out to have made a big difference in my life? Well, that's very fitting for today, because I did have an opportunity that I'll discuss a bit later. But first I thought I would tell you a little about myself. I've had many hobbies through my life. I don't know why my lighting is so bad here today. It's just, I don't know what's going on. It's usually really good, but it's kind of cloudy out. Anyway, but sewing was my first love for hobbies, though. I did craft a lot when I was kids, but a lot of my hobbies included sewing. And when my son was 2, my oldest son, I made him a Donald Duck costume with a little furry butt that wiggled when he walked, and the big head, and the kids played with that for years and years. I think the butt is around somewhere still. And then I sewed them their pajamas, and I sewed all their clothes. And I didn't want people to know that I made them. I didn't want them to look homemade. So I would put labels in their jackets and their pants so they looked like they were store-bought. And they would have the latest Ninja Turtle pants. And I remember one teacher saying to me, you must spend a fortune on your kids' clothes. And I said, no, I don't. I sew them all. Because the kids always had really cool pants, and their pants were always cotton. But at the bottom, I always put a ribbed cuff, so they look kind of cool. And then I made them shorts out of the same fabrics, and I lined their jackets with satin, and yeah, I just had fun. But then we moved out to the farm, and I discovered quilting. My grandma had sewn quilts, but it wasn't the kind of quilting that I saw. We had an big old satellite dish, and Sundays after church, the PBS channel would show quilting shows all afternoon. So that's what I would do in the afternoon. I would sit in front of the TV and I would tape them. I'd have a different tape for each different show. Eleanor Burns, Sewing with Nancy. I can't even remember all of them right now. Kay Wood, Quilting from the Heartland, and all those old shows. And I just took them in. I couldn't get enough. And I made an old denim rag quilt. That was my first quilt, and I sewed it together in a sandwich and turned it out and tied it, and it wasn't square, and I cut everything out. I used a rotary cutter, but I didn't know about templates. So I cut out cereal boxes, and as you cut, you take a little bit of the cardboard off each time, and so none of your blocks were the same size. But my youngest son loved that quilt. He says it's the best quilt I ever made. And then I started making quilts with upholstery samples. And my other son got a quilt and he loved it. And then I made a log cabin with upholstery samples, king size. And it turned me off log cabins for the rest of my life. Oh, that thing was so heavy and it was so hard to make. But anyway, after we moved out to Broadview, I started cross-stitching in the late 80s. And I made a few projects, one of it which was a circular Christmas plate that had the year on it, and that was our first Christmas in our house in Broadview at the farm. And that's in with my Christmas decorations, so near Christmas time I'll be able to bring it out and show you. And then it fell by the wayside. Quilting became my passion. And then around 2012 I started to cross stitch again. And I don't even know if I finished anything then. but I was just madly in love with it again. But then I went away to work, and I was commuting only home on the weekends, so my cross stitch kind of fell away again. And then in April, VIP Cross Stitch contacted me and asked me if I would like to do a video of an unboxing of their products. And I thought, heck, why not? And I just got hooked again, hook, line, and sinker. Theirs are on 11 count. The ones I got at least were, and they're pre-printed. But you know what? That was a good way to get back in, because my brain still is a bit foggy from chemo, and that got me going. And I've got so many projects planned now. But I will show my other hobbies on this channel, and some of you that have been with me from the start probably think, oh, is she ever flaky? She jumps from this hobby to this hobby to that hobby. Well, I keep doing them all, just maybe not on camera all the time. And I think for me, the best thing to do is to do my videos after I've completed a project. I find that less stressful for myself. But if you're only interested in the stitching, you only have to worry about watching the stitching ones. I don't expect people to watch things they don't like. I also have a beading channel, totally separate. It's called the Left-Handed Beater. In my healing through chemo, I found beading, and that's another big passion of mine. I love making jewelry, and I actually do videos there more often than this channel. Anyway, my hauls, I filmed beforehand because I wanted to put the stuff away that I bought, and I was kind of holding off on this video. I wanted to show a finish, but it's going to be at least another week before I finish, and I kind of wanted to get this done for Christmas in July. By the way, happy Canada Day to all my Canadian friends and viewers. But they'll all be at the end of the video, all the hauls. And I hope that you enjoy this, and that you please subscribe if you do, like, and comment. And now I'll get on to my work. I just brought these out so you had something to look at. This I did years ago, wool applique, and these are just some of the pieces that I've done, and I'm going to turn them into project bags. I did one at the retreat, but I gave it away to a lady. So here's another one. I don't know why I stopped. I love these. This one isn't one of my favorites, but it'll do. As I did them, I learned techniques and tricks to make your wool applique look better, and one of them is use heat and bond and fuse your pieces down. They don't ravel as bad then. And these are all done by hand. They're not done by machine. And as you can see, as I go along, I get a little bit better each time. You can see here I didn't use heat and bond, and it's kind of furry around the edges, kind of ragged. But I was learning different things. This is my second favorite out of all of them. I just love this. And I thought I was going to make them into a quilt at one day, but I thought, you know what? Make them into project bags. You'll actually use them. And this is my favorite. I love this. I did little swirls, and then I did like a swirl going out, and little French knots, and I love the sun. So anyway, that's some of my work that I'm going to turn into project bags, and I'm just going to pause the video for a second and go grab my cross stitch projects, and I'll be right back. Okay, I forgot I had these, so I'll kind of show you these before I start, and I think I'm going to turn these into project bags as well. These are little wool patterns. They're called Little Woolies by the Wooden Bear. I don't know where my owl pieces are. I'll find them someday. But they're actually little hangings that you can make. But I've decided I'm going to put these on the front of a project bag each. And these I did all by machine. And I just did them last week. I had them sitting around cut up for 5 years since I had cancer. And the other day I looked at them and thought, you know, just do it and get them done with. So there's the witch. What's she called? October Witch Ride. Here we've got the Lovebirds. I believe that's what they're called. They have threads everywhere. I'll have to put eyes on them. February lovebirds. Oh yeah, see, the reason I have them out is I still have some details to sew by hand. And you can see she did some daisy stitches there and the French knots. Oh, and the stars in the sky. So that's why they're sitting with my cross stitch. So I've got that one. I think this was with the house, I think. Nope, this was with the house. And this one is called the May Cottage. And these were supposed to flip up, but I fused them down. They might come loose, that's okay. And then finally, the June Beehive. I guess this must have been maybe an annual block of the month program. Oh, I forgot this. Well, I'll have to do that in the next few days. I ran out of project bags. I'm still making project bags, but I do have these that I keep my machine embroidery projects in. And I've just put some in here in these containers. Okay, I guess I'll just drop on the floor. Okay, when I started cross stitching in 2012, I was working on this rooster. I think it's, I don't know how you say it, Bucilli was the company. It was a kit you bought, and like I don't know where the pattern is. It's somewhere in my cross stitch stuff, but I still have to finish this border, and then I have all the back stitching to do. So it's still got a long way to go before it's done, but at least pulling it out. I'm gonna put this pin with the others. I was learning to do where you do a cross stitch where you cross stitch a square and then pull your thread to the next spot, because there's so much confetti in here. I'll show you the back. It's probably not that neat, but there's the back of it, and it's not too bad. But see, there's so much confetti in here. So I'd like to finish this and get it professionally framed. I'll work that into, I'm new to this rotation idea. I've always been, you start and then you finish, and then you start and then you finish. So this is kind of new to me, but I think I like the idea, although I don't have a rotation yet. But this is a piece I'm almost done that I started back in the 2012-2013. This was out of a magazine, I believe a British cross-stitch magazine. And I finished it, and I just grabbed some charm squares and made 4 patches, and I don't care that they don't line up. I didn't want to do the math. I figured I'm making this into a toss cushion cover and a little sham. I don't care. I want them done, and done is better than perfect, which is I never would have done before. I would have sat down and figured out the math as exactly what size these squares needed to be to match perfectly. But it's only down here and up here that it doesn't match. And it was done purposefully. Oops, my camera's trying to focus. So that should be finished in the next few weeks or so. Lots of back stitching on this. And in the future, I think if I ever pick a pattern with back stitching, I'm going to do it as I go along. I hate when you're almost done and then you've got to go back and do all that back stitching and then French knots to boot, which I'm not very good at. Her one eye is bigger than the other, but you know what? It's the way it's going to stay. So this is what I've been working on, and I was hoping to get finished. This is from VIP Cross Stitch, and as you can see, it's pre-printed. It's still got places I haven't filled in, all this yellow. I think once I get rid of the yellow and the blue, I think it won't be so hard to look at. But you can't look at the hole or your eyes just go wild. You just have to concentrate on the area you're working on. So I'll loosen this and you can get an idea what it looks like. I haven't even looked at it yet. So let's see, we'll unroll this. Oh, cool. I wasn't sure how those elephants would turn out. So So this is it. This was like 130 by 170 some, but it's not full coverage. And when I'm done, I will soak it in water. They have directions on what to do, and all the dye disappears. And then I think I'm just going to frame this or mount this myself with foam core and see how it goes. I'm not sure. There's stitches in here that are a maroon color. I'm not sure they need to be. I think a dark gray. I might end up taking those out and stitching them just in the darkest gray, because I don't see the reason for them there. But anyway, that I was worried that little guy wouldn't have eyes and a mouth, but you can definitely make out his eyes and his mouth. So there he is. Oopsie, I unscrewed this all the way. It's not perfect. None of my work will be perfect. My eyesight isn't the best, but I'm looking at it. It's my philosophy in life right now is have fun. Do what makes you happy. Okay, so I have my little cross stitch book that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop. I have to thank Lori Holt and Kimberly Jolly from the Fat Quarter Shop, because they have really kept me going and motivated. Kimberly, well, both of those girls, they must just stitch all the time. So I don't like to work from a pattern, a paper pattern. When I cross stitched before, I had a Samsung tablet and I used a program, Foxit or something like that, and I could track where I was at. And I tried to get that going, but I couldn't get it to hook up to the internet. I'll have to try again. But I could use my iPad, and I scanned. I've only written the projects down here that I've actually scanned in, so that I can work on my iPad to mark and to see. You can zoom in and just focus on that little area you're working in and mark where you've sewn or you've stitched, and for me that works. So, well, of course, I Love You to the Moon and Back, I didn't scan in because it's pre-printed. I started that on May 3rd. Now, if I didn't do anything but cross stitch for the next 2 days, I could finish this by July 3rd. And it was on 11 count white Aida, and I used the floss that was included in the kit. One thing I do have to say is it tangled quite a bit. Now, and not tangle as in knotting. It tangled where your thread was looped, and you had you stitched with 3 strands. And where it was looped on the needle, there were 6 strands then, and those strands would get tangled up in each other all the time. And I tried using wax, and it helped, but they still would get tangled. That's my only complaint about it so far. So then I have Kind Words by Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I technically did start this when I was on vacation in Minot. But this is going to be the start on July 7th for one of my friend's birthdays. I made all my project bags. All the ones that are here pretty much are made from Lori Holt's project bag kits. But I crocheted the flowers on them using just cheap yarn from the dollar store. They were in little skeins like that, and they worked really great. And then I used my button press, and I made labels for each of the kits so I could easily see what's in each kit. Excuse me. And I didn't have to, dig through them and open them to see what's in them. But I bought this pattern at a local quilt shop a year ago. So obviously I had cross stitching on my mind even a year ago. And I really like Primrose Cottage patterns. They have so many nice things. But this is Kind Words Are Like Honey, Sweet to the Soul. And they have a whole series on bees I wouldn't mind doing. But here's what I've got. I did a couple of stitches in the hotel room, and I mean a couple, because I couldn't see. The lighting was so poor, and I think this is like 28 count Lugana, 25 white count Count White Lugana. And I couldn't see it, so we went to Joann's and picked up a magnifying light. But then I had already started on something else because I was missing a color. And I also made my own little floss drops. See, this is one that was wound on bobbins, and I'm going to take all of mine off of bobbins because I don't like working with the bobbins. I found that out when I was working on, I wound all the floss for the I Love You to the Moon and Back on bobbins, and it's just been a mess. But anyway, I made these, and how I made these was I have a punch because I do paper crafts too. This is 110-pound cardstock from Michael's. So I just went in and I punched a whole bunch out. Then I took a circular punch. I think this is a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, and kind of tried to make sure I was in the center, but truly I didn't care because they're going to get destroyed after each project. See, I'm not in the center. And then I took another hole punch, just a regular office hole punch. This is when I left my school. It says they did office supplies because I was the admin assistant, and they gave me a whole bunch of gifts, and this says, "You leave a big hole in our school." And then, yeah, they put it, "Oh, you leave a big hole in our hearts as well." They were so kind. So anyway, there's a floss drop. Not perfect, but I write the DMC number on. By the time I'm done this project, I'm done with them, I'll throw them out. So these are the flosses. This is the colors that were listed in the kit. This is the color I had to get that day that I was out of. I'm new to stitching on anything but Aida. I've only ever stitched on Aida, and after stitching on that 11 count, that 14 count seems mighty small. Okay, let's see what's next here. Cut, press, sew. So this is by Lori Holt, and it's Sew Emma, and again I've got it in a Lori Holt project bag, and I've done cut, press, sew here so I can easily see. And I've got a hoop in there, but I'm trying to learn to stitch in hand. Oh, what happened here? I made the mistake. When you when you put your thread on floss drops, you have to remember to cut it. And that just sounds so obvious, but when you're like me, it's not obvious. Oh, I have washi tape in here too. Lori Holt washi tape. Imagine finding that in my bag. I picked up some things in Minot. I must have thrown them in here. Okay, so here's the pattern, cut, press, sew, and as I've said, I'm a quilter and I just love this. And I've got the required floss. This one here, $5.97. Yeah, this is where I learned that you have to cut the bottom before you start pulling your threads, because I made a mess, but my mom unraveled it. She has more patience than I do. And these are just the requested flosses. They're all DMC. Some of them I had to buy new, and some of them have that wrinkled status from my being on bobbins. And then I didn't bring enough, oh, there's another washi tape. I didn't bring enough drops down, so I still have some on bobbins. I picked up a needle threader because I was having trouble threading those small needles. And I've got some needles in the needle case. Here's a scissor that I need to put an end on. You'll see that in my haul. These are just knitting cap ends. Oops, that one went right through. I shouldn't have pushed so hard. Okay. I've cut out extra fabric because I want to make some for my friends. And this I started in the hotel room as well. But this is going to be my July 3rd start for another friend's birthday. So I didn't get a lot done in the hotel. I have problems with my back, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing my Flosstube and not holding them up for you to see like most people do. I couldn't do that. My back is too bad. So there's Cut, Press, Sew. And that's on 14 count blue Ada from Michaels. And then Bumblebee Biscornu Pin Cushion. I hope I said that right. So this is the bag I put it in, and I actually was off when I put my piece of paper in, but you know, once this is done, I don't know what I'm going to do with these little pins. But I haven't started this at all. This was a kit I bought while I was in Calgary years and years ago. So this is 32 count platinum Belfast linen, and I think with my magnifying glass I should be able to sew this no problem. And Biscornu, I forget, I looked it up, it's just a little trinket or something like that, but it's really cute. It'll go well with the bumblebee stuff from Primrose Cottage. Oops, I'm showing part of the chart. But, and this is by Sandra Cox Banistol. So that's been scanned in. So that's a project I could probably start soon. But I'm not sure yet. I don't want to tie myself too down. And that might be the last one. Oh no. Hocus Pocus Trilogy. Where are you? Here you are. This one's in such a big bag, but it's because I have it on a design board that I made years ago. I've been following Lori Holt for years and years. In fact, her first stitch along, I printed it all out, and then she made it into the book Quilty. And I had printed it all out because I was going to do it. But anyway, here's a witch, so I know it's witchy. This is Hocus Pocus. Here's my little charm. Okay, I need to just undo this from one. Hocus Pocus Trilogy, and this is Miranda, and like I said, I bought this years ago. It's from Mill Hill, by Mill Hill. It's 14 count Mill Hill perforated paper. The stitch count is 56 by 62, and the stitch size is 4 by 4.43 inches. And the color was PP3 Antique Brown. So I think this will be my July 13th start. And it'll be my 13th and 31st project until I finish it, and then I'll do another one. But it's got perforated paper, never sewn on that. I've scanned it in so I can do it. It's got, I've separated all the threads and put them on a design board. Oh, this is a design board my friend made me for Christmas. And then there's beads to go along with it, and beading needles in there. Or maybe there's a beading needle and a needle to stitch with. So, and here's Miranda finished. So I thought that was kind of cute. I don't think that should take too long to stitch. About that little interruption. This time I'm only going to put this on one of them. These aren't made the best, these. Okay, did I scan any more in that day? Yes, I did. Flea Market Flowers by It's So Emma. And I don't believe I have that in a bag yet. Or do I? Oh yeah, I do. I just took a picture of the quilt and printed it out and then made a button out of it. And this I got at Hobby Lobby. You can see my love for Lori Holt. So this was my plan. I was going to stitch this on this yellowish Ada that I've had for years and years. It's a 14 count. And I've got all the floss the DMC recommended. But I saw it stitched on black the other day and it was gorgeous. So now I'm not so sure. Do I want to stitch it on black? I really do like this creamy yellow, this like butter yellow though. So I might just stick with the yellow. But it's not on my my plans to start yet. So I guess I've got time to decide. And did I scan any more that day? Welcome to the North Pole. This is my Christmas in July that I'm going to actually do just one part of it in July, and then I will, everyone's ahead of me on their stitch along or their sew along, but I wanted to wait till I finished that other project, and I still may and then start it. But I just got everything that was the required floss and that. So it's on 28 count Whitchel linen and sandstone tea. And again, I've seen this stitched on black and it's gorgeous. I got the floss pack from Fat Quarter Shop. I'm debating whether I'm going to get the button pack or go without buttons. I haven't decided yet. So here's the DMC floss. I've never stitched with anything but Anchor or DMC, but these are the week's dye works that are requested for it. Blue Coat Red. See the difference? Or no, that's just the way the light was hitting them. There's two of those. There's Navy. And again, my lighting isn't that great. Usually my lighting is really good. I don't know what's going on. Ocean, Pecan, Swiss Chocolate. Oh, I can't wait to start this. Turkish Red. I love this red. I think this would be my all-time favorite red. I love that. 2 skeins of that. I love this yellow. Yukon Gold. It's buttery yellow. Then there's Classic Colorworks with it as well, and these are just dyed cotton. Black Coffee, Caterpillar. Oh, can you see the variegation in that? Don't know if my lighting's good enough. I'm gonna have to get my son to install an overhead light here. Cherry Cobbler. That's a nice red, but I love that Turkish red. Mistletoe, I love this green. I love vibrant colors. There's 2 of mistletoe. Perfect Pie Crust. Oh, I was going to make a pie today. I forgot. Really Tealy. Oh, there's 2 Really Tealy. I like this color. I have to remember to cut them before I start working on them. Sassy Brass. That's a nice gold color. Steamed Broccoli. And then these are Gentle Art Simply Shaker colors. This is Baby Spinach. Oh, they're 2 Baby Spinach. So those are the colors. And here's the pattern. Welcome to the North Pole. Isn't that beautiful? So my goal is to get this done in July, August, September, October, November, December. That's my goal. If I find I'm loving it and I want to stitch a bit extra each month, I'll do it. But right now that's where I want to be. It is so beautiful. I'll just push this in here like this. I'm heading to the lake after, to my brother's place. I'm debating if I don't think I could start that there though. And I think that's all that I've scanned in so far. So I'll just pull these up as they come up, as they're located on here. Here's a bag. I didn't make this bag. This came, Ipsy, I think it's called. It's a monthly subscription to cosmetics, and you get little samples each month of different things, and they always come in a beautiful bag. So I love purple. So I just put my tools in here, like scissors and Oh, I've got some extra floss. This is another one that I pulled up before I cut it. I've got this that I got from the Fat Quarter Shop. It doesn't really fit in there that well. It's their cross stitch key. I use it to find out where I'm going to start. Yeah, and then just needles. Needles, some bobbins, a ring, a needle minder. Yeah, that's about all that's in there right now. I don't know why that's in there, so I'm going to put that off to the side. But I just thought it was really cool. It's just so soft and fuzzy. So then I've got a little hedgehog in here. This is out of a magazine. This was a freebie out of a magazine. And it's anything in these bags is what I want to cross stitch sometime. And then as they finish, I have more projects that I can add to bags. So just kind of keep it kind of a limit to how many pieces I can have to work on at a time. But something like this will go really quickly. It won't take a whole lot of time. And this bag my friend made for me. Quilting supplies, but I thought this went in here really nicely. Okay, and that's all I have in project bags. The rest are just in bags because I need to make some more project bags, but I want to do the Bountiful stitch along that Fat Quarter Shop is doing. It finishes in August and I haven't even started, but I did get the floss required. I did make a badge for my bag, and I don't have all the patterns printed out yet, so I'll have to do that and get working on it. You can tell I've been watching Fat Quarter Shop a lot because most of my patterns came from there. Then once I finish the witch, this will be my 13th and 31st project. So that'll be what I work on. And I've got all the floss ready. I've got my badge ready. I've got what size I need to cut this to work on. I can't remember if I ordered it or if it's in my cart. Fat Quarter Shop has an Aida that has cobwebs on it, and I thought it would be cool either to stitch this either on the cobweb Aida or the stuff that sparkles. I think either one it would look really nice on. So once I finish the witch, I'll start on that. I've got another Lori Holt one here. This is a big one. This is Autumn Love, and I've got all the floss assembled in here. It's all DMC, and this is based on one of her quilts, and I really wish I had got that kit that time. But I can still get the instructions for the cutting and buy the parts and just use any fabric in it. But it's beautiful. A lot of her patterns are based on quilts that she has made. She's an amazing woman. And then here's another one. I've got a Lori Holt. I can't remember what it's called. It's a baking quilt kit that I got years ago, and I want to get, started on it. So I got the needle minder to go with this. I've made my badge. I've got the floss. I need 4 more of this color, and I need to cut. I guess I was going to put this on white Lugana. 25 count, I said. But you know what? As I stitch, if I find I like the linen, I might move to a linen. It's hard to say. And this is, I wonder if there's a better picture of this in here. Oh, here it is. Vintage Housewife PDF. As you can tell, I really like vintage. I like everything Lori Holt. I said I feel like I'm manic. I'm not bipolar, but I feel like I'm in a manic stage right now. I'm just shopping and I'm just going like crazy. I wonder when I'm going to crash. So that's all that are there. So I've got some behind me. Here's another one of Lori Holt's. So She Did. This is a really good one that I might stitch in time. I might stitch it for my friends. I've got all the floss assembled. She believed she could, so she did. And then you've got a vintage sewing machine with vintage buttons, and I collect vintage machines as well as a few of my friends do as well. And these were a few floss from my stash. But it's amazing how some of the colors aren't the same anymore. Like I don't know if they faded or what. But we'll put that like that. Okay, and then I've got a few kits that aren't Lori Holt. And I think I may start this one, or one of these, on the 12th, which is my eldest son's birthday. So somewhere I have the linen for it. I think it's in one of these kits. But this is the Gardener from Cottage Garden Samplings, and it's a snowman, and it's from the Snowman Collector series, and the snowman is watering plants. And I just think that's so cute. And got a pink apron and pink scarf and earmuffs and a toque. So I ordered the requested floss, and this is by Simple Shaker. It's chamomile. You can really see the variegation in there. And this will be my first venture into linens and variegated. This is Simply Shaker Mountain Mist. Simply Shaker, the Gentle Art, Lexington Green. It's not very green, it's more of a beige-ish color. And then Garden Gate. I wonder if this is the one that the linen wasn't in, and then I did get the linen later. This is Burlap. This is pretty. This is Mulberry. And I think you get 5 yards on each of these. It doesn't say. Antique Rose. This is really pretty. Uniform Blue. Terracotta. Harvest Basket. And my badge is made already. But what linen is it request? 36 chocolate milk linen. I believe I might have that over in my stash there that I put away. We'll have to see. I'll have to look for that later. But I've got a few more project bags in the works, so some of these will get project bags fairly quickly. Then we've got this one in a huge bag, and I'll have lots of linen left over for other smalls when I'm done these. So this is a Stitcher's Garden. I've got the button made for it. This is by Tiny Modernist Cross Stitch, and it's a sewing themed one. And this is stitched on, no, maybe that's not it, is it? Yeah, this is an 1/8 yard of 28 count water lily linen fabric, 13 by 18 inches. I think that should be fairly easy to stitch on. It's 80 inches high, or 80 stitches high by 112 inches wide at the, but there's a lot of areas that aren't stitched too. Okay, and these are the colors that it recommended. So there's a DMC number 37.99. We've got Weeks Dye Works Whitewash, Classic Colorworks Honeycomb, Classic Colorworks Bean Sprout, another DMC 581. And then we've got some weeks. These weeks look really nice. Blackboard and 5 yards of floss. Grapefruit. Louisiana hot sauce. That's my favorite red, I think, of all time. I love this color too. Isla Morada. Isla Morada. And then we've got another DMC 3705. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's the one I start on the 12th. And then we've got Basket of Cherries by Blackbird Designs. This is another one that I would like to start right away too, but it's got a bird on the cherry basket. Oh, and I also got the number 4, Sweet Home. These are in Garden Club series. So this is number 4 in the Garden Club series, Sweet Home. I think I'll want to stitch all of these in time. And I picked up, oh, this is nice. This is 1/8 yard of 32 count cocoa linen fabric. Isn't that pretty? Oh, it shows up, it looks even nicer on the camera than it does in real life. And then I've got an 1/8 yard of 32 count beige linen fabric. And I would say this is beautiful too, but after seeing that one, it's kind of, whatever. So this is the floss that is with it. Ruby Slipper, 7100. Oh, look at the variegation in that. Gee, my camera, the lighting is just terrible. Linen. I think there's one color I'm still missing too. Cider Mill Brown. Aged Pewter. Antique Rose. Burlap. Mulberry. Walnut. Oh, this has got a lot of variegation in it too. Wood Rose. Lots of variegation in there. And Endive. Beautiful. So that's it, I believe, for my cross stitch. If you want to stick around, I'll show you my quilting plans for July and a couple of finished quilting projects. I've just got them right behind me, so I'll just reach around and grab them. So this is my quilting project for July, Christmas in July, and I've had this kit for 2 years. This is by Village Quilts. It's a company out of Lethbridge, I believe. And Dear Santa. And the center's a panel, and then here's the panel. Very nice fabric, very nice feeling fabric. And this should go together very quickly because it is a panel quilt. And then this, I believe, is for the corners. The corners here. This is the background, which is the borders. And in there. And then these are the colors. Ooh, project I was working on. These are the colors that make up the squares. And they also gave you extra for a table runner as well. So here's your border. Here's your table runner. This is the binding for the large quilt. Oh, I see. There'll be enough of these fabrics. Aren't they beautiful? I don't know what line this is of fabric. That's poinsettias. Or poinsettias, depending on where you're from. The Vintage Santa. So if I get this done in July, I'll be happy. I may get the top done. I don't know if I'll get it quilted or not. I'm out of batting. And I don't want to spend $300 for a roll of batting. But I guess that's what it is. So this is the binding. This is going to look gorgeous. The binding is what you put around the edge of your quilt. So that, like, you have a backing, you have your batting, and then you have your top. And then when you're done quilting it, you trim it, and it's open there and it'll fray. So you put binding around the edges to keep it from fraying and to finish off your quilt. So this is binding for the large quilt. And these are borders to make a table runner. And I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Okay, it doesn't say what's. I'll have to find a backing. Oh, here's a picture of the table runner. So it looks like this is from the panel, and then you've got little, I'm thinking those are 2.5-inch squares that you sew together, and then you use this fabric to make a skinny binding, binding border, and then you use this nice little star dotted fabric to make the wider border. And it looks like they've used scraps to make a binding with. So that's interesting. So that's my goal, to work on that in July. And when they shipped it, it came all wrapped nicely in cellophane and on this platter. So I've just kept it on the platter since then. But that'll be my work for July. And then finally, my two finishes are the same thing. These were a Kimberbell embroidery project. You do almost everything in the hoop. You do all the quilting in your embroidery hoop on your embroidery machine, and all this is done in the hoop, and then you sew it together after, and you just stitch in the ditch to quilt it. So here's the first one I did, and I'll take pictures of this in the end so that you can see it better. Or actually, I don't know if I will. I have to go away here, and I'd like to get this video up. But here's the second one I did. I like the little fuzzy tails. And then the carrots here. And I made a mistake somewhere on this quilt. I caught, oh, here it is. I caught fabric in the embroidery hoop, and I had to pull it out. And once it's been done, once you've hooped it, like, I'd have to pick this all out and rehoop it, and I was too lazy. And I figured it's for me. If I just trim this back here, no one will ever know. I had to look to see it. And this is only going to be out at Easter. The other one I'm going to give to my mom. But I think that's it. Stay tuned. I'll have my hauls after this. And yeah, I think this is it. If you do like what you see, I'm a little bit scattered today, but if you do like what you see, please subscribe. Please like the video. That makes my video more accessible to others. And send me a comment. I always answer. I don't always answer on the same day. I have many health problems, and often I'm just not up to sitting at the computer. But I will answer you in time, don't worry. I've answered all my comments so far. Anyway, I wish you lots of love and happiness. Oh, no, I'm not. I do that at the end of my videos, and you still have hauls to see. So enjoy my hauls. Okay, I've got just a very tiny haul from Stacy Stitches Creative Studio. I purchased this on Etsy, and it's really nice. It's a floss winder. You take your floss and you just wrap it around here. Oopsie, that's all tangled anyway. And then you can pick it up here, and I'm assuming you would cut it through here and then attach it to a floss drop. And it's really neat. It's really nice. It's very nicely made. But while I was away in Minot, I had to wind some floss, and I found it just not that hard to just actually take the long strand and fold it in half and then fold it in half and fold it in half again, but we'll see. I'll try that. And I placed an order on Temu, which Temu is like AliExpress. And I thought, this is crooked, I would give this a try. So I ordered scissors. I have all these project bags, and I want to have a pair of scissors in each project bag, because if I have to run somewhere quickly, I'd grab a project bag to go, and I'd have something to work on while I was there. And I thought, well, I'll try these scissors out. So this pair of scissors was $7.68, and I brought what's called an ORT box. I don't know what ORT stands for, but it's where you throw your little pieces of thread in if you don't have a garbage handy, and these cut beautifully. I only ordered one set, and I got two. So that's good, and I'll keep these because these are very sharp at the end, and they would poke a hole through the bag or through your project. So I got those. And then I got three pairs of these scissors, and these are $3.19 each. And they come with that little thing too. Let's see. I did get a set from these before, and yes, these are beautiful. They cut beautiful. So we've got those. So I've got 3 sets, so I can throw one in each of my project bags. Come on. So I've got those scissors, and then these are the same scissors, just in a different color. So these were $3.59 by 3 for each, for 3 of them. And I did buy these before, and I really like them. I don't plan on ordering anything else from Temu, but I didn't think I could get scissors this quality, this cheap, anywhere else. So then, I like these scissors, so I thought I'd give them a try. You know, I could have just ordered all of the same scissors, but there's so many to choose from. Look at those. They're a stork, and they're kind of like tulip pink in the iridescent. So we'll see what these cut like, because I haven't had a pair of these. Yeah. They cut good if you're cut at the back, but well, I guess they cut okay from the front too. So I got those. Then I picked up 2 pairs of these. These were $3.99 each. And so far I have fewer project bags than I have scissors, but that's a good thing. You want to have, Lori Holt says, if you've got to have something, it might as well be cute, right? Oh, this is the bluish one to pink, and this is blue to kind of tealy, minty color. So we'll see how these cut. Yeah, these cut well as good as well. And I think I have another one in pink here. So I'll have to count when I'm done how many pairs of scissors I have. Then I ordered this with the big handles. Probably these would be my favorite to use if they work, because it's nice. You've got lots of room for your fingers. So let's just try this on a small piece. Oh, these cut beautifully. I lost my little thing already. My little and. These are cute, hey? And then I got them in the iridescent color too. $2.51. Why not? Those there. And finally for scissors, these were $3.49, and I got 3 of them. And these are those iridescent tulip pink looking scissors. I should actually put some of these away for gifts. They'd make a beautiful gift. And there's that. And I've lost that little thing again. It's somewhere in my pile. So I've got 3 pairs of these scissors. Let's So I think I should count and see how many scissors I have. So we've got 1, 2, 3 in this beautiful iridescence. 4 and 5 are these. 6, 7, and 8 are these. 9, 10, 11 are, oopsie, are these. Oops. Polka dot, red polka dot. 12, 13, and 14 are these. Oh my goodness, did I ever buy scissors? 15 is this one. 16 and 17. So I have 17 pairs of scissors here. Now, as you can see, I'm struggling to keep these on the tips of the scissors. So I picked up these thinking I might, these are knitting needle covers. And I picked up the small and the larger ones, thinking that possibly they would work on the tip of a scissor. And isn't that awesome? So they work just fine. Let's try a larger one. Because these little plastic, the tubes, you can't see them. They just get lost. So we'll try one of these. These might be too big. But no, they work. And that'll just stay on your scissor in the bag so that you, it won't cut through anything. And the small ones were $1.97 and the big ones were $1.97. But truthfully, I think the small ones are just fine. So we'll push those off to the side. We'll get on to my next purchase from Temu. Those pins, just decorative. I probably won't really use these pins. It's just that my friend gave me this for Christmas. It's an old milk glass, I think that's what it's called. And it used to put what's called a frog in here, and you could put flowers in there, cut flowers. Well, she made it into a pin cushion, and I saw these cute pins on Temu, and I thought I would just put them in here. So I'll load this up with the button pins, and these were $2.77. These were $2.27. And how do I open this one? Oh, this one has tape around it. Where's my other scissors? I don't want to use my good scissors. And these are little bows. So I'll put bows over here. And it's just more for decoration than anything. And then these were $2.87, and these are little butterflies. This is kind of a cute little box, though. Okay, where's this one taped? And these are butterflies. So I thought I'd put these here. And then it would just be a nice decoration on my sewing table. Okay, and what else did I get from Temu? Oh, for $9.27, I got these clips. And I use these depending on what I'm doing with sewing projects. And you can always use more. Yeah, I don't know if they're as good as the clover ones, but they're a lot cheaper. So I'll put those in my container when I'm done. And then, what else did I get here? I have such a mess everywhere. For $8.09, I picked up a set of bias tape makers. Now, I don't know if these are exact size, but for what I'm using them for, it doesn't matter if it's exactly a 1/4 inch or, you know, 1/2 inch or whatever, because I'm using them for applique blocks in quilting. and I just need a stem, for instance. I just maybe need a stem that size. So I'll have to try these and see how they work. And I thought it was a fairly decent price, so we'll have to try those. And the last thing I got from Temu was really bumped up, but this is for more for my paper crafting. I have paper punches, but I don't have them in all different sizes. And sometimes you just need a certain size circle, but you only maybe need it once in the blue moon. So there's no point trying to find a punch. This was $5.21. And these are Canadian prices. So I know the box has seen its wear, but as long as everything works. So you set this dial for the size you need, and I can feel there's a little blade in here, and that's what fell off, is the blade cover. And yeah, you set that for the size you want. You hold this down on your paper and you just turn this around, and there you go. It'll cut your circle. So I don't think that's going to stay on there very well though, but we'll see. So that was my order from Temu. Okay, my next haul is from Walmart in Minot, and I picked up a few pillowcases. I have neuropathy in my feet, so at all my desks and all my stations up here, I have pillows on the floor, and I wanted a pillowcase that had a pattern to it so it wouldn't look so dirty, because you always have your feet on it. So I picked up 6 pillowcases. Seems like a weird haul, but for me that keeps me sane if my feet are on a pillow and not on the floor. Then I picked up some Pioneer Woman things. I've never seen these in Canada, and my friend has a birthday coming up, so I picked this set up for her in this color. I really wish I had gotten 2 in this color because I really like this color, but I picked her that up. And then I picked her up another set of scissors with a rotary cutter to go with it, and a little bag to put some things in. And I picked some things up at Hobby Lobby to put in this bag. So that's for my friend. Her birthday's in a couple of days. Actually, by the time I get this video together, it may already be past her birthday. So then, of course, I had to pick them up for myself. So I picked up a set for myself as well. So we can open my set and take a look and see what's in here. I think it was fairly reasonably priced too. Sorry for the noise. So we've got a nice little tomato with a little strawberry on it. So I'll open this all the way. And we'll put that in there. We've got a nice little set of needles for hand stitching. Oops. So there's a nice assortment of needles, some with bigger eyes. We've got a needle threader. Oh, is this ever cute? Oh, I can't get it out though. I'm going to pop everything out so we can look at it. Okay. So we got a nice measuring tape. I wonder what color hers was. I'm going to look. Oh, she's got an orange tape. She'll love that. She loves orange. We've got the scissor. Not too bad. I'm left-handed, and scissors are usually right-handed, and it's hard on my hands. But for just cutting little things, it'll be okay. Here's the needle threader. Cute. We've got a seam ripper. I like that. We've got a little seam gauge. Does come in handy. And we've got some pins. Although they're cute, I'm pretty fussy about with the pins I use, so I'll just keep them in here for their cuteness. And then, I wonder if I can open this. I don't see my big scissors on my desk. I think I was using them somewhere else the other day, so I'm not so sure. Oh, I got it. So I've got another set of scissors, and I've got a rotary cutter. This would be good for when I go places to sew, and I'll have a little kit put together. Then I picked up a needle threader simply because it was super cheap. I find with doing my cross stitch now, I sometimes need the assistance of a needle threader. So we'll take that out. I think this was like 97 cents. So I thought, why not for 97 cents? And like I needed another pair of scissors, but they were so cute. So I picked those up. And these were like $4, I think. But they're so cute. So I'll put one of my tips on them. And they'll go in here. And then we'll cut this tag off the bag. I think I'm going to use this bag to store my thread by my sewing machine. My extra spools of just regular sewing machine thread. I only keep a few at a time. I'll put those in here, and they should stand up nicely. And then in here, I'm going to put, oopsie, I'm going to put the sewing machine needles in here. I need to get some more. I know when I was cleaning out my sewing area the other day, I noticed that I sure don't have a lot of just my regular sewing machine needles. So that's that. I think it's really cute. And I thought, you know what? Cute is good. Oh yeah, that's just telling us everything that's in there. So I've got those. Then I picked up 2 packs of rickrack, bigger rickrack. I'm doing more Lori Holt things now. I can use these. I do have other rickrack, but it's much smaller. So that'll go in my sewing corner. These were in their $5 spot or $1 spot or whatever it's called. And these were $5. Wouldn't that be cute with Halloween? You could paint this black and it could be like a tombstone. And you can do a Halloween cross stitch on it. It's a charcuterie board. But I'm going to put it in the closet with my other wood blanks. Because I think, yeah, that would be cute. Even to put Cricut vinyl on for Halloween. That might be a project I do. So then, what else did I pick up here? I picked up lots of fabric. Oops, my timer's done. I'll have to go outside. And it's all labeled and wrapped. This fabric I picked up is for cross stitch, to finish cross stitch projects off. And you'll find as I do my other hauls from Minot that I picked up quite a bit of plaids, ginghams, checks, dots, stripes. But like $2.29 for half a yard, I'd be looking at about $10 here. Well, our Walmarts don't really have fabrics. They have fabric that's pre-cut, but nothing that you cut. So we've got those. And then I've got this nice green. And then I've got a pink check, small little gingham. We'll move these up here. You can still see them. A pink polka dot. I think I got a meter of this. It's so cute. A half yard of this. This is like a homespun. It's got a fairly loose weave. I love homespun fabrics. I love this one with the touch of peach in there, with the pink and the peach. This I picked up 2 fat quarters. I really like the fabric. Let's take the labels off. If you leave them on too long, they stick and they're hard to get off, and they leave a little film on your fabric. And then I picked up a few blues, or a couple of blues. So this is the same as this one, but it's blue with a more blue with gray in it in the center. And then this one here is a gray with a blue in the center. And that's it. That's it for my Walmart haul. I'll put this away and then I will be back to show you what I picked up at either Joann's or Hobby Lobby. Okay, we have a visit from my favorite pal, Mr. Chloe boy. Hey, you gonna say hi? Come here. Are you gonna look up into the camera and say hi? Say hi, everybody. Hi. Okay, are you gonna go play? He's just been at me since I got home. He just everywhere I am. Hey, okay, you go play. You go play. Can you go? Okay, I guess he's settling in. I forgot that we went to Home Goods. And at Home Goods I picked up some frames to frame some cross-stitch projects in the future. Because we don't have Home Goods here, I picked them up there because I never know if I'm going to get down there. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to show you this and it's too big with the cat there. He's just determined. So here's another frame I picked up. It's probably easier to show it to you that way. So I'll have to put these away. We went to a thrift store and all their frames were 50 cents. So I picked up quite a few frames there. Those will have to paint them, but I thought that was nice. And I think in the meantime, I think I'm going to print out some pictures of my granddaughters and I'm going to put their pictures in these and I'll put them around the house. And I also picked up a bag for my mom. They had this beautiful bag there and I forgot to give it to her. Oh, Chloe's got the handle. It says love grows here and then it's just the truck. I'll try to take a picture of this before I put it away, everything away, so you can see it better. Oh, Chloe, we knocked the thing around. Okay. Okay, I'm sitting on my chair with the cat on most of the chair. So if I go flying, I apologize ahead of time. I picked up this Light from Joann's. It was 40% off and then they gave me an extra 10% off. And I really like it. It was a lot cheaper than the one everyone's talking about that Fat Quarter Shop has or uses. Kimberly uses, and Lori Holt uses. This one has to be plugged in, but I don't really stitch places where there isn't a plug-in, so I need a very comfortable chair and I need my feet up. So chances are I do most of my stitching at home. And it folds fairly flat. You can fold it like this. I kind of travel with it like this. Oh, he's gonna move. Thank goodness. And I had to get a couple of colors of floss for a few projects I'm working on. So I picked up that. I picked up lots of muslin. Whatever was on the bolt, I took. I started using muslin in my embroidery machine as a stabilizer when I'm working on Kimberbell projects, and I really like it. Like projects that are you're gonna quilt in the hoop and then applique on. It's a lot cheaper than stabilizer, so I think there's over 10 yards here, I believe. And I also picked up Pellon, which one is it? Oh, that's not that, Bill. It's a stabilizer. It's an iron-on stabilizer that's woven, and I use that to stabilize some of the fabrics I use in applique instead of using heat and bond. I like that as well. It gives a little more dimension. The heat and bond can make things quite stiff, and this doesn't. I also used to use this when I'd use it in a natural color when I was doing embroidery. If you iron this on the back of your embroidery project, you didn't have to hoop it. It gave the material enough body, and you also could travel a bit more underneath because it didn't show through. So I picked up, I think 10 yards of that, if I remember right. It's a lot more money here, and it was 40% off, so that's what you do. So and at Joann's I picked up this gingham, picked up this yellow. I'm doing, one of my projects is a little bee project. I think it's called Be Kind, from Primrose Cottage. So I'm going to be starting that in July. And these are the colors. So I picked up the green check and then the green. It's kind of like a fake linen look. But I just picked up half a meter, or half a yard, because these are for my cross stitch projects. They're not necessarily for my quilting projects. I picked up this really nice mint check, and then this is a mottled fabric to go with it. I picked up the blue gingham. It's a little bit bigger check on it. I picked up this one with the black. Wouldn't that be nice for Halloween? For a Halloween project? But it would be nice anytime as well. And then this is little kind of cross stitches or stars, depending on how you look at it, with black. And then here's a black gingham. So that was my Joann's haul while I was down in Minot. As like I said, I went crazy down there this time. I don't know what got into me. I was like, oh, I need that, I need that, I need that. But I will use it all though in the end. Okay, Hobby Lobby was another store that I went crazy in. I bought 3 pieces of furniture from Hobby Lobby for my studio because I was redoing everything. I took my big cutting table out, and once I get everything put away and cleaned up again, I will probably do a video of an update. But I picked up this as a table topper until I make some quilted ones. There's a pack of 2, and everything was 40% off at Hobby Lobby. I picked up a dough bowl, and I want to make little cross-stitch pillows and put in here and fill it up. And then I picked up this beautiful bowl to go with it, just for display. And like, I would never pay $9 for it, but again, it was 40% off, or 50 maybe even, the spring stuff, I can't remember. So I can't wait to decorate with that. I picked this little tier, or candle base. But I think I'm going to put this cup on it, and I'm going to put some floss in it, some embroidery floss in it to decorate. Or maybe a pillow or 2, small, tiny ones. So that was my decorating, my decor stuff I picked up. Then I picked up stuff for little gifts for friends. So I picked up 2 of these little notepads, always in stitches. And it's magnetic, and you just open it and they have a little notepad. So I picked 2 of those up because I have 2 friends having birthdays here right away. Let's see what else I got as gifts. Okay, I picked up 2 little needle cases, and I'm actually going to open them because I'll give them to them in a box. So I wouldn't mind seeing what they look like inside. Next time I go down, I'll have to pick some up for myself. Oh, there's a little bit of thread in there. Is there a needle? Sewing needles. Oh, there's a needle with each of them. It's already pre-threaded. A little mending kit. Is that ever cute? And then this one. And the one friend, I'll add this to her gift in her case that I bought from Walmart. And the other one, I picked up a case for her. So this is, I just love the design on it. So then I picked up some decorative pins, one for each of them. I picked up the springy one. I need to buy some of these for myself. And I picked up the fall one with the pumpkins. I picked up some, these are magnetic bookmarks. I love them. I picked them each up. Some bookmarks, which I'm going to have to open because it's got the price on it. So I guess those do too. I'll have to open everything. I picked up these cute buttons just because they're cute. No other reason. I just thought they were really cute. And they came with the, oh, they're the magnets on the back of the needle minders. This is for myself. This is cool. I was wondering why I bought buttons. I know they're cute, but these are needle minders. Hello, lovely. Needles. And a little dove. And I think probably if you're from the US, you've probably seen these, but for me, these are all new. Like, I've never seen anything like this in Canada. So that's strictly for me. I picked up some washi tape for each of them. And it's on a little spool. Open that. So here they've got a little spool with washi tape. Isn't that cute? And then here's the other one. Well, I'll take that out later. And then I picked up some little keychains. And most of these I will keep. I will give them each one of these. And then these I'm going to use on my project bags. Actually, I think I picked this one up for my friend because she's really into featherweights right now, and I think I picked that up for her. This is going to go on my bag that I keep my thread in for sewing, or my sewing machine, and my my needles. Here's a thimble, and here's some quilt blocks. So these will go on my project bags as I make them. And then I also picked up these. I saw Nicole Spore making stuff with these, and they were cute little gifts. So I thought, well, I'm down there, I'll pick them up. And I think you just loosen them, and then you put your cross stitch on top and put them back in, I think. I'm not sure. But I picked up oval ones as well. Then, I picked this tin up to put my one friend's gifts in for her birthday. We actually are exchanging quilt kits as well, but I still wanted to get her a little something. She's in Australia right now, visiting her grandkids, or babysitting her grandkids, so she's probably having a wonderful, well, she's probably tired today because yesterday was an 18-hour flight, so she's probably exhausted today. I picked up some Ada because that's cheap, $3.99. I couldn't believe the price, so I picked this sparkly stuff up. It's white opal, and it's really pretty. It's got sparkle to it. So I picked that up. I think I might do a Halloween project on that. And these, I love the homespun look of them. I might do some of Lori Holt's little pillows on them. And then, what else have we got here? This is the fabric I picked up at Hobby Lobby. This is a homespun plaid. I picked up this gorgeous yellow and black stripe. This polka dot green with different color polka dots on it. This would be beautiful on a bee themed, something bee themed. Then this is just a little tiny little flower on the brown. A red check. And these are ginghams. Here's a small orange one. A pink one, a green one, not green, a purple one, not green, a yellow one, a red one. The girls at the cutting table, especially at Hobby Lobby, she was not happy with me. But you know what? And my attitude is, when you're busy at work, the day goes fast. So it's better to be busy than to have nothing to do. And then I found this wonderful candy cane stripe. Isn't that gorgeous? Christmas is calling. And then a wood plank one. So I think I'm set up to finish cross-stitch kits. Now I need to just do them and finish them. But it'll happen. It'll happen. I kind of have a routine. I do certain things at certain times of the day, and so I'll get them all done. So I'm going to put this away, and I'll show you my haul from a quilt shop. And then that should be it for my hauls, I think. But I'm not sure. Another shop that I visited while in Minot was a quilt shop. It's the Bernina sewing shop downtown. And oh, before I go there, I picked these up at Joann's. These are the Lori Holt little stitch cards. I'm starting to collect them. So this is set H, and it has the little horse. Oh, I need to take them out. Sorry. So it has the horse. And these are what I want to turn into pillows. When I do this, I may do one like this, but if I do another one, it's going to be cream with brown dots on it, because we don't have, well, we do have a few Holstein calves, but we're beef breeders, so most of our cows are like Hereford and Simmental, Charolais, Angus, and that. And then we've got a little pig. He's so cute. And then the sheep. So that's set H. I'm going to have to make myself a little list so I know which ones I have. I've bought a couple, and I'm now subscribed on Fat Quarter Shop, so I can get all of them. The ones that come out now, I'll get just shipped to me automatically. So this is set M, and set M has, this is really pretty with the strawberries, and these will be quick stitches. And the little tea kettle, I bought a tea kettle like that, and a strawberry, and then a cup of tea with flowers, chamomile tea. So that's set M. I just bought what Joann's had. I just grabbed what they had, and I want to do them all anyway, so I cannot believe how therapeutic it has been watching Lori Holt and the Fat Quarter Shop and Kimberly, because I've been in such a slump with my sewing. Well, I have to thank my friends too, because they've been after me to start sewing again, and I wasn't able to. But now I'm just gung-ho. I just can't wait to finish things. So there's an apple. There's a globe with a little heart. I should stitch that for my granddaughter. Last year for Christmas, she was 4, and all she wanted for Christmas from Santa was a globe. And she got one. She was so happy. This year she wanted pink slime with sparkles in it. A little schoolhouse. And an old rotary dial telephone. Cool. And the last one is set G. I think I might have to order that little box from the Fat Quarter Shop to store all these in. There's a little candle. What I should do is kit these up. Presents, and there's a little Christmas trees and a snow globe. I collect snow globes. And then a wreath. I guess the book was at the bottom. But I should take some, put these in a bag with the floss needed for all of them and keep them downstairs. And then when I'm in the living room, I can sit and stitch. I bought this, and I know we're halfway through the year, but I just love it. And I didn't get a calendar for up here this year because I'm really fussy with my calendars. But I can display the pictures after. But look at this. Isn't this a beautiful calendar? My birthday. Yeah, so I'll have to hang this up now that I'm starting to pull my stuff out. I've been home for 2 weeks and I still haven't put everything away. Okay, what else did I buy? I bought this. This is a little pin cushion kit. It's in her book Farm Girl Vintage 2. The instructions for this, and I bought 2 sets. I bought one set for my friend for her birthday, to add to her birthday gift, and I bought a set for myself so we can do them together. I should have brought the book over to show you. I'll see if I can take a picture of that if I remember. Then I picked up, I love chickens. I love chickens and roosters and foxes. Those are my favorite animals of all time. So Lori Holt put together, I'll have to cut the templates to do applique. And I've been watching it. I haven't tried her method yet, but I've been watching her, and I think I would really like that method. I bought some of the interfacing too. It's coming in the mail. But yeah, these are just templates. You trace around the interfacing. And then I'll show you in a video, but if not, just look at Lori Holt. Go to Lori Holt, L-O-R-I, Holt. Search her up on YouTube if you don't know of her, and her company's Bee in My Bonnet. But she just does, if you like vintage, like 30s, 40s, 50s kind of stuff, that's the place to go. Because she's just amazing. She thinks of everything. My whole haul from this store was Lori Holt, the whole thing. So I've got those templates. I'll have to put them in the binder. Then I picked up the templates for her Prairie Meadow and the calendar here. The calendar is the prairie blocks for Prairie Meadow, and I just love it. And you use the applique, like she's got the applique shape that you would trace onto interfacing and then sew it to your fabric and turn it right side out. It's just a beautiful, beautiful technique. So I picked up the templates to do that quilt. Here's a picture of it done up, printed out, and the lady at the shop gave me the sew along guide, but truthfully, I can download this off the internet. But I also bought all the fat quarters to go with this. And if you don't know what a fat quarter is a 1/4 yard of fabric. But if you cut a 1/4 yard of fabric, if you take it and you cut it, it's very narrow. So what they do is they cut a 1/2 yard of fabric, and then they cut it in half at the width. So you get a big usable piece of fabric, usually about 18 inches by 22 inches. So this is much more usable than a skinny little strip of fabric would be. Whoever thought of selling fabric in fat quarter, I think it was Moda, a fabric company that started it, and it just took off. I like to purchase fat quarter bundles myself because you can do quite a bit with them. So I picked up all of the prairie ones, the ones to do this quilt. I'll have to get going on it as soon as I get my room done. And then I picked up the border and the backgrounds. And her backgrounds are so cute. And this little circles is really cute. And then this is the binding, I think. These are the borders. I think this one is the binding. And this one here is probably the sashing. I'm not sure what the green one is. Maybe it's just extra blocks in the border. I'm not sure. I'll find out when I go to cut it. All the cutting instructions are in here. I have never spent this much in a US fabric shop in one go in my life. But it's been so long since we've been going to Minot. We used to go to Minot every month. And then COVID came. Well, then I got cancer and I wasn't going anywhere. And then COVID came and, you know, it really slowed down traffic. And now they didn't even ask us at the border this time if we had our COVID shots or not. But now we'll probably start going down more often. And I would never buy this much again, I don't think. But it was so much fun and so therapeutic to just, I had been putting money, I keep a very small balance on my credit card. I keep $1,000 limit so I never go crazy. But I knew I was going to go crazy, so I had been putting extra money on my credit card for the last few months so that I had a lot of money that I could spend down there, because I had all these things that I wanted. And I knew I wanted, and I knew it was going to cost. And this was another one. This is Lori Holt's Quilt Seed Patterns. And I just love it. Like, I want to display this, the patterns after, in this little envelope. They're just so cute. She says if you're going to have something, why not make it cute? And I believe that. So then here's the pattern in here for each of the quilt seeds. So I'm not exactly sure if I'll turn these into a quilt or turn them into little hangings or what I'll do with them. But I picked up the kit. If you picked up the kit, you got the pattern free. So this is quilt seed number 1, and then here's the fabric to make it. And here's quilt seed number 2, and then here's the fabric to make it. So the kit and the pattern were $21 altogether. So you could definitely sew these together in the end and make a nice quilt out of, or even a bed runner or a long table runner. Here's number 3. And here's the fabric for number 3. And I think this is probably the last of my hauls, because I think I should have everything else put away. Number 4. And here's the fabrics for number 4. I love her fabrics. Number 5. I've got a few kits coming in the mail that I'll show you when they come. This is number 5. Here's number 6. And there's the fabric for number 6. So they're all around 12.5 inches by 22.5 inches. So you could sew them all together, maybe put a sashing between each one and a sashing at the or a border on top and bottom, and then quilt it and bind it. I'm just, you know, I feel so good after so many years of just feeling awful. It just feels so wonderful to feel good again and to be able to start getting my life back. And part of that is shopping too, you know, like it can be therapeutic as long as you don't spend more than you can afford. And I've done that before in my life. I've done that with a credit card, and I've charged it right up. So that's why I keep $1,000 limit now. And sometimes it's really frustrating because it seems to take 5 days for my payment to go through. And sometimes I want to buy something. Like I usually shop, then pay, shop, then pay. But then sometimes there's a sale somewhere and I want to buy something, and you have to use your credit card because it's online, and my payment hasn't gone through. So I have to start being more careful about not taking it up to the limit right away. But you have to find a balance, something that works for you, right? For me, I know I can't have credit. I know that because I will see things and I'll buy them and buy them and buy them. And before I know it, I can't afford to make I'm just making payments. I'm never paying my card off. So with the smaller limit, I pay my card off every month. And I also get a lot of points this way too. Anyway, that's it for my hauls, and I guess that'll be it for my video. I hope this isn't too long. I'm filming it very out of sequence. I'll have to do a lot of editing when I get everything done. I haven't shown you what I'm working on. I haven't filmed that. I haven't filmed my plans for July, but I will. and I'll get this video together and it'll go up, and I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, please subscribe. I love doing other crafts too, so it won't always be a quilt, a Flosstube and a Quilttube. It'll be other crafts I do, and you're welcome to watch what you want, and if you don't like it, don't watch it. But I want this to be a reflection of my life, and in my life I do many other crafts as well. For instance, here I was coloring in some stamps the other day with some of my markers, and then I'll make a card when I'm done. I love to make mini albums. I love to make junk journals. I make cards. I love to scrapbook. I love to draw. I haven't done much art in the last few years. So all of that will be on my channel, and what will be on my channel will depend what I'm feeling like doing at the time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I wish you lots of love and happiness. Until we meet again, take care, my friends. Bye-bye.